Man, I think Ben has the music on that thing just cranked.
I know.
Yeah. But I got to tell you the truth, though. I love the new intro. Ben won't be here tonight. He is out doing something, doing a family matter. And so we are here live, as always.
That was a pretty good show.
At 9 Eastern, Family Matters was a good show. So tonight I'm joined by Liam, William, and Emily, and we're going to talk about...
We're two different people, by the way. There is Liam and William.
Yep, Liam and William.
Like, I get called
William.
Well, you can call me Lim.
There you go.
So tonight we're going to be talking about 3 skills: mixology, mindful meditation, and the body coach. So I'm excited to talk about these 3 skills. I've had a chance to play them and review them over this week. I took some notes, and I'm pretty pumped. So with that being said, let's get to some voice first news.
Oh, I like news.
Emily, do you got any voice first news for this week?
I do. And it looks like there's a human avatar of William Shatner, and you can like ask him questions. And I think he just like recorded his voice. I think kind of like what Spokestack was doing.
Nice.
But yeah, it looks awesome.
The Shat. Love it.
Yeah.
Ask Captain Kirk anything. Have an AMA with Captain Kirk.
Right.
I can't wait to ask him how space was. Because he's going, isn't he going up
next
couple
month?
days?
Yep.
Oh,
Or is it
yeah.
a couple days? Oh,
Yes, he's finally going to get up.
Was
there.
it the 11th? Or was it I don't remember what day
I'm
it
not
was.
sure what day he's going.
But yeah, Blue Origin's taking him up.
Yep.
That's wild. Well, Captain Kirk finally gets to enter the final frontier, so that's
right.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
What do you guys think about that? Blue Origin. Would you go on Blue Origin? Would you go SpaceX? If you were one of the upper ups and you had a chance to go into space, who would you take? You going to trust Elon, or are you going to trust the other guys?
I'm probably going to trust Big Daddy Muskie, honestly.
Really? SpaceX?
Yeah.
Will, what do you think?
Musk is SpaceX, then I'll go Blue Origin.
Okay. Emily, you're going to the moon. Who are you taking?
Ugh.
What are you flying on?
I would probably do Blue Origin.
Really? I'm doing neither. I hate flying, so that means
but you got to do one though. That's not the question though. You can't do that. You got to pick
I would
one.
double hate space flight.
You got to pick one. You can't play this game. You can't be like, what are you guys going to do, and then cop out like that.
I think I would go SpaceX.
Okay, yeah.
I've for some reason I've got a thing for Elon Musk. I think he's like the modern day Nikola Tesla. Do I think he spreads himself a little too thin? Yes.
Absolutely.
I can say that. He's only one man, but I think I would go SpaceX. I like anything with like an X in it, like Sirius XM satellite radio.
I also feel like he's done a lot more. Like, I mean, obviously they brought a lot more people up to the space station, so he's kind of got the proven tech.
Yep. So if you are seeing this broadcast, you're probably seeing it on a couple YouTube channels, PopTel and Liam's channel, and also Voice Spark Live. So please, if you can, hit subscribe on those channels, wherever you're viewing this, so that we can go ahead and bring you more exclusive content.
Do you know, Nick, that I just broke 2,300 subscribers last week?
That is what you told me. That is awesome. Is that your voice first news for this week?
Was I supposed to bring news?
You can if you want. There you go. You just shared it.
Tell me. You just said be here.
Yeah, you're right. I did.
He did.
So
no,
Will,
I don't have anything this week. Sorry.
That's okay. Will, do you got any voice first news?
Not really. I mean, I'm pretty excited. I just revamped my fighting RPG style, and I just came up with the idea. So I'm going to be revamping my new game, which is called Space Marauders.
Ooh.
Nice.
We have to review that one week for PopTale, shouldn't we?
Well, it's not out yet. but
Oh, it's not out yet. Okay.
no, it's in development right now.
Well, then we'll review it when it's out.
So
Appreciate it.
not to put you on the spot here, Will, but whenever I know that some of your skills like Cards of Wonder have ISP, do you see a lot of success with that from a developer standpoint?
Cards
You
of
did
Wonder,
Cards of Wonder?
Yes,
I heard about that.
It's good.
Yeah, I actually really want to try that.
Do it.
Nick, is that something we can put on the list?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let's do that because I heard that was super interesting, and I've just gotten into playing Hearthstone. So I'm like
Nice.
super stoked to play another card game. So yeah, this is not voice first, and I apologize for going off on a tangent. But for those that don't know, somebody's building a mod to make Hearthstone playable for blind players on
Wow.
PC. And
Now,
so
that's
if you've ever
cool.
played Hearthstone, it's completely mouse driven. They've like binded everything to keys and made a lot of stuff talk, and it's really impressive.
That's amazing.
But I do want to check out Cards of Wonder because I've seen it mentioned, and I never actually played it, so it's definitely got to be on that list of things to check out.
Tell me what you think about it.
Well, we'll do it on Poptail, so you can watch it and find
Okay,
out.
sweet.
Yeah. So, Will, back to the question at hand. Do
Forgot
you
what
think
the question was.
the question was? Do you think, based on your ISP model for Cards of Wonder, do you see those fruits taking shape? Do you reap a lot of benefit, or do you feel as if there could be some work done in order to get some advertisement out there?
Oh, for sure. There needs to be a lot more advertisement, I think. But I only have like a couple ISPs on Cards of Wonder. Powers Fighter, I think I sold one in the last year.
Wow.
Oh, geez, we got to fix that.
But Cards of Wonder has a subscription basis, which I have a couple a month that subscribe to it. But yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
So can you, really quick, because you do have some new people tuned in from like on my side, can you describe like Cards of Wonder, give a brief synopsis? Like we'll definitely do it, but now is a good time to do it because you're right here and
Yeah, sure. It's a card collecting game and battle. So you build up your deck. Unfortunately, you can only sell cards on visual devices. I do not have that available yet on only voice only. But you build up your deck and then you just battle the computer, i.e. Alexa, or other players, and the other players are randomized, but it grabs their entire deck and then fights your entire deck.
That is
and
really
it's
interesting.
three turns the battle is.
So very quick battling.
Yep.
Why did you find that? I feel like I'm doing an interview. Sorry. Maybe we should talk to Will about having him on for when I do the game. That might actually be kind of cool. Not to put you on the spot. We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
Drop me a message or something, because both of us, we were talking about this before the show. We're both in the same neck of the woods, more or less. So
For sure.
Yeah.
So we'll have to talk about it. That'd be really kind of cool. Have you on and we can pick
So-
your brain about it.
So moving on, I don't have necessarily any voice first news. I know that we're going to be starting to ramp up a little bit more as far as like putting out shorts on YouTube, showing people how to do things, getting them more involved with the actual device itself and how to talk to it, how to engage with it, because it all starts with usability. The more you can use this device, the more you're going to be curious on how to use it, and the more you're going to find out. So I think I have a list of like 8 little YouTube shorts that I have to do, and I'm going to be cranking those out every couple days. Now, in addition to that, I wanted to turn the focus to the Sparkies and let everybody know that our indie award show, our indie award show, will be on, I think it's the 18th of November. So that's whenever it's going to take place. And we're getting ready to release our top 20 skills of the year, which will probably take place this weekend. So once we do that, we'll create an event and we'll invite everybody, and hopefully people come. If they don't, it doesn't matter. Why? Because it's for the developers, by the developers. So if you got a skill out there that you think's good, you could submit your skill for the 2022 Sparkies, which will start up our reviews in January this coming year. And we can go from there. So we take reviews from the 1st of January all the way to September. Once we have that done, we go ahead and we take a look at them. We whittle the number down to a top 20. From a top 20, we select 3, and that's your top 3 skills of the year. And it doesn't matter if you're a big company or a small company. If you want to submit your voice application, skill, or Google action, feel free to. You can find more information at voicespark.live.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, So I just say, hey, get used to us. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be here forever.
Can I have a star-studded lineup of special guests and stuff?
Well, you're gonna be there, Liam.
Okay.
So that's one.
So what you're saying is I got to start doing a bunch of different voices.
Maybe. Depends on how good you are.
Good enough.
So up on the screen, I have the first skill that we wanted to talk about. And the theme for this week is Alexa said, work it out. And what I got that from was actually LL Cool J's Mama Said Knock You Out. But for some reason, I kept on thinking about working it out and Alexa and work out with Alexa. And then Emily said she wanted to do a skill that was workout oriented. So then I started thinking about that. So that is where we got the title of the show. So thank LL Cool J, Emily, and Ben for that one.
Thanks, LL Cool J. He's totally watching right now.
Yeah,
sure. He's out there. So Mixologist. Did anybody get a chance to check out Mixologist?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah, nice. What did you think, Emily?
I really liked this skill. I think it was great. They had a ton of options. And who doesn't love a British accent?
Oh yeah.
The only thing I wish oh wait, no, this one wasn't the British accent. That was the other one.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Mixologist was just the default voice.
Like, I don't remember a British accent.
Yeah,
no, that was the other two.
the other two.
Were you testing
my
out the
bad.
drinks? Is that why you thought there was a British?
Were you hanging out with British people?
No, I'm getting my
No,
skills
Emily was
mixed up.
doing some like field research for the skill. Like, okay, do these drinks actually work? You know?
No, I just when I asked for a specific type of alcohol, I wish it would give you more than one option. I think it just settled on like one recipe. And then when I said I didn't want it to read the recipe, it exited the skill. So I wish it would just like it would bring you back or offer another drink recipe. Yep. But otherwise it's great. Like they do have a ton of options. So
you know what I think the problem is with this skill is that it's old. I don't think it's been updated.
I feel like I've used it before.
Yeah,
because it was familiar to me.
Yeah, and I don't think they've up.
You muted yourself, Nick.
I think that's the issue. I don't think they've updated it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it says PC Mag in March 2017 said it was one of the best Alexa skills. That's great. But it's now almost 2020.
I wonder if it's pulling from like a database, because I know there are some APIs for getting drink recipes and stuff. So it may, even though it's old, it may still be pulling from, you know what I mean? But I agree with the control flow. Like I did notice that I was like, no, I don't want that skill. I don't want that drink. And it was like, okay, bye. And I'm like, no, dude, but I want to find another one.
right. Exactly.
So yeah, I agree. William, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with everyone else about how it exited. But also this actually was one of my first skills I downloaded for the Echo, my first Echo.
Really?
Oh,
right here, this beautiful Echo.
I love
right
it.
here.
Gosh.
I have a skin on it.
What
It's
is
skin on it.
Nice. What is that? What is
Ooh.
that though?
What is
What's
this?
the skin? What's the skin?
Oh, the skin.
Yeah.
That's
What's the skin?
Avengers.
Okay, cool.
Ah.
Cool.
It's like, what?
Yeah, what the hell is he talking about? Skin? What's he want? No, so anyhow, bottom line is Mixologist. Overall, it's good, but it does need to be updated. It's got 95 reviews, which puts it up into a higher tier of category. I mean, that's pretty good to have 95 people go in there and vote. So it's definitely up in the higher percentile. One of the problems that I had with it was, like, again, it's using the home card in order to display the text of the drink and what you need and all that other stuff. I just feel that if whoever these people are who've made this, if they can go back and just revamp it, update it for APL. I mean, think about it. You're sitting there. You're like, I got vodka and I've got orange juice. How do I do this? Or how do I make a White Russian? It could be boom, 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 all with APL, maybe even showing you how to mix them together. Like that would be the bomb. And then whenever you're on whenever you're on the voice side of the house, you could be like, just walking them through it in a more path-oriented way. It
don't they support, like, for recipes doing that, kind of going step by step and then pausing and letting you
right.
I didn't get that with this. I thought it was kind
right.
of
No. I meant,
but in general,
like
right?
Alexa in general.
Yeah. Oh yeah. In general, you could design a skill to read off the certain steps, and then whenever the person says next step, it'll go to the next step.
I guess that's the problem when you've got a skill that's 4 years old. I mean, listen, the technology has changed so much in the 4 years. I don't think when did the shows start coming out? I mean, like, really, I think
about 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
We got the first shows. Yeah. So what I ended up doing, I ran through it a couple times. I like the idea of the surprise me or the randomization. I like that. Whenever you have anything that pulls from a database, you should have surprise me.
Absolutely.
Like if I say to the Echo device, surprise me with a skill that I don't know, or pick me a random skill, it should be auto baked in there to just pull a skill out of the catalog randomly.
Like, yeah, the only thing I had an issue with the surprise me is that I tried it while I was like in another recipe and it didn't work.
Ooh.
So you can only do it when it prompts you, I think.
Yeah.
At least that was my experience with it. So yeah, it would be nice if you could just like barge in and and be able to do that.
You know what that is?
At any time.
That's session management. That's what's going on there. Yep. Saving some variables or something, redirecting to a certain intent.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So everybody says a little update wouldn't hurt this skill, but it's still viable.
Yep.
I mean, listen, if you want to get drunk and do it with aplomb, I mean, this might be the skill for you.
Hey, that rhymes. So the next skill we have is from Stoke Skills LLC. It has 195 reviews. It is mindful meditation. I thought this skill was good. I do believe that, again, it seemed to me to be like an older skill, kind of needed revamped. And one of the reasons that stuck out to me was whenever, I think it was at the beginning or it might have been at the end, but it asked for a 5-star review. Typically, that's
a no-no.
That is a big no-no. So you cannot ask for a number. You can ask for them to leave a review.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But you cannot ask for a number.
That. Oh.
So, yeah.
Yeah, please give me a 1-star review.
Yeah. Hey, pretty please. 1 star.
If you give me 3, that'd be cool. I mean, listen, I don't want to put you out or nothing, but.
So, Liam, what did you think about mindful meditation?
I liked it, except the guy was not very calming. I thought I was kind of watching Crocodile Dundee, to be honest with you. I feel like if you're going to do a mindful meditation skill, you've got to have somebody that can actually get you to like calm it down. like he just didn't do that for me.
So
Like,
you would rather have
I would
like,
honestly, I'd rather just put on an episode of Bob Ross.
yeah.
Like, I like the idea though, and I mean, mindfulness and mental health is extremely important, and so the skill does fill a really good niche. I just feel if you're going to do that sort of thing, it needs to be a little more professionally done, as far as how things are recorded and the voice of somebody, because I mean, certain people are not relaxing people. Can you imagine Nick trying to, be one of those like mindfulness coach people?
Hey, what's going on here?
You need to calm down right now. You need to take deep breaths. Imagine you're one with the forest. It's just, I mean, whenever you hear these people, they're always like, imagine you're one with the forest. It's like, it's relaxing, it's calming, it's soothing. And I will be your personal mindfulness coach if you pay. I will be happy to read those scripts for you. So drop a comment, and that could be my side hustle.
So shifting over to Emily, what did you think?
I actually didn't mind the voices as much, but I did wish that they kind of let you know when it started and when it ended. It seemed kind of abrupt.
Yeah.
Even like a small ear con or something to let you know. I just kind of thought it turned off and then it just like started.
Well, you know what the problem is with that is whenever you're looking at the skill and how the skill was made, they were using the audio player in order to do that. So they would have had to have baked in sort of like a response on like the last few seconds of the audio file that they're trying to pull and be like, that's it for your meditation for today. So they didn't do that. So that's why the skill just shuts off abruptly, because it's playing that one audio file.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Which kind of sucks, but go ahead, Will. What's your take?
I was just going to say they didn't have APLA back then. So it is just the audio clip, no pairing with other verbiage or another audio clip if you wanted to.
Yeah, there's nothing to sync to as far as like, either showing you things or giving you. That's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. One other thing I had an issue with was they actually, well, this is, I guess, something for Amazon, but it seems like there's another skill that you can invoke with mindful meditation. So I kept getting like, there was a 90-second one that kept playing, and I don't think they had any other options. So it was just like repeating itself. And
well, did you say mindfulness? Because mindfulness.
No, I said open mindful meditation, and it opened the other one. So I had to like launch it off the app first. And
I did not have that, but I could see where that would be.
And see, I think that's going to be a problem in the voice industry as a whole, because you're going to have people that are going to have skills that are named exactly the same.
Well, that's like, there's like an escape room and escape the room, and like that was really confusing too. It's like, there's very similarly named skills.
See, that's the problem though. People are trying to what I like to call tell coding on somebody else's success. Not to say that this is happening in this situation.
No.
But it does happen. People have the, almost the exact same invocation name, or the invocation name's reversed or something to that effect. And then boom, they start, oh yeah, man, I used that skill. It reminded me, whenever I lived in Michigan, I had this neighbor who swore up and down that they listened to my skill and they loved it. And it was that sound escape skill, Will. And I'm like, really? You bought it? They're like, yeah, man, we subscribe to it. We love it. And I'm like, it's not a subscription. So I go back and I find out that they're like listening and playing another skill, and it was like sound or something. It was something that was close to mine, and it just infuriated me. Yeah. I just think that those sort of things are going to happen a lot as we move forward with the voice technology. That's why you got to be creative, man. You got to make sure, like, you just got to be creative. Like Cards of Wonder, like that's good. The Spice
there actually is Cards of Wonder, like store or something like that. I can't remember what it is, but
Well, that's
no,
good.
no game.
Nothing wrong with that. Spice
Yep.
rack is another one. So I think that, as we move forward, we'll try to unmuddy those waters, but the voice industry is going to have to use some sort of technical prowess in order to make it a little bit clearer for us. So again, do we agree that the skill would probably need to be updated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. And then we'll move on to our third and final skill for tonight, The Body Coach by Joe Wicks. So this has 7 15-minute full body workouts on it. It is kind of quasi APL enabled. It does play videos. It comes up with a menu, plays the video, and then you do what Joe does, and that's your workout. Now, I'm just going to go on the record and say that everybody who is a personal trainer should do exactly, like, disregard what I said 30 seconds ago. They should copy this skill. They should copy this skill down to the T.
Yes.
Because whenever you're a personal trainer or whenever you're doing something like that, you are your own brand. And you have to sell your brand. And what Joe Wicks does in this skill is sell himself. Now, the only issue that I have with this is the color shading on the menu. It blends in with the background. It blended in on my screen. It looked funky. Did you guys experience that?
I didn't notice that, but maybe I'll go back and check.
It was like a light blue.
I'm picturing like clear buttons.
Yeah,
Maybe I don't know.
it was weird. I did not like the aesthetics of it. I think stick with black or stick with white. You know what I mean? Like, especially whenever you're dealing with a main menu of sorts, black or white. You'll win every time, depending on your background. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. What do you think, Emily?
I really like this skill. I mean, I liked the pace of it. I did the first workout and it was like I did it at the end of the day and it kind of gave me a jolt of energy. So
Yeah.
I liked how energetic he was. And I liked how he was very like warm and kind of took you through it. And I just wish there was I guess maybe in the later videos they would have it, but more variation in what you're doing. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's great for someone that's starting out. And
Yeah, I kind of got the feeling like he wanted to start you simple.
Right.
And work up from there.
Yeah.
So I have, obviously being blind, I have a slightly different perspective on skills like this. I look for different things than you guys look for. So what I do like, so I didn't participate. I just watched, so to speak. I just, wanted to see what he was going to do. And I didn't want him judging me or anything, so I just kind of, I didn't want him to be like, oh, you're doing it wrong, you yank. So I just kind of, watched him. But one thing I did appreciate was that he was fairly descriptive. So one thing that I am always concerned about as somebody that is visually impaired is with more and more skills using video, that we're going to dischew audio directions for visual content.
Yep.
And he does a pretty good job making the assumption that you might be listening to this on a speaker. You might not have a screen.
Right.
So when he describes doing the knees up, he's describing where your knees should be, where they should go, where you want them to reach. And any good trainer is going to do that anyways. But I felt like he was kind of aware that, listen, you might be listening to this. You may not actually be watching me do this. And I appreciate that. As somebody that is blind, I do appreciate because there's so many things, like I wanted to get into more fitnessy stuff, and there's so many things that you watch and they're like, no, copy what you watch me do. And I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point, Liam, and I think that's something again that the developer themselves are going to have to um, really balance as we move more into the multimodal area.
Yeah. And that's a really big concern that I have. And it's always been a concern that I've had is I think it's great. Like, so, they're launching, you guys probably talked about last week, the Echo Show 15.
Mhm.
So now we're launching bigger and bigger screens.
Now
And
there's
so
not
because-
a 14. That's just the size dimension of the screen. Just so you know. Just I was confused. That's why.
I thought
Wanna
it
make
was
sure you're not-
15-inch screen.
Yeah, that's
It
what
is. It is.
Right.
There's no 14 though, or 13.
No, I mean, because you've got the 8.
That was me, Liam. I was confused last week.
Oh.
I was like, I don't get it. I don't get the 15. What does that mean?
Well, I think it's just that's the natural progression of the size. Because right, you've got is it the 5?
Yep.
You got the
Yep.
5. You got the 8. Is
Yep.
there still a 10?
Yep.
Yep.
And then they
Yeah.
went to the 15. So the 15 was supposed to be like a larger centerpiece.
Yep.
But it's interesting to me because now that we're making these screens larger and larger, and we're going to be making more visual content. So I am very concerned about how does that affect now. We are starting to get away from doing, just purely audio. So hopefully good developers will try to build for both interaction models.
Yeah, and I think you have to. I think it's a must.
Yep.
It goes back to well, I'll let William talk about this first. Go ahead, Will. What's your 2 cents on the skill?
2 cents. It was good. I did think the menus needed some prettying at the beginning, but I'm not a designer or anything, but just a little update. But I did like how descriptive he was, yeah. I thought overall it was a pretty decent skill.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing for us will be to take a look at these skills and then figure out how Joe can actually capitalize on this, right?
Right.
Because you have a situation now where you have 7 videos at 15 minutes a pop. Now, I don't see any call to ISP in here.
No.
Only
I
thing he's
didn't-
got to do is make
didn't
another
either.
7, tap, throw 99-cent price tag on it. There you go. Boom. Because it seems to me like he is a personality out there. Like, is he on YouTube? Is he somebody that's like,
Yeah, I didn't research him himself, but he could be using this as sort of a prelude to his other. So
Right.
an interesting thing that I don't think we've really touched on is people may be eschewing the idea of doing in-skill purchases and instead trying to push people towards, listen, here is a sample of what I do. Now, if you want like the full experience, this
Come
is
on
where you
over.
want to go.
yeah.
Because
I think
actually that makes a lot more sense, to be honest with you.
It does, but the problem is this, though. I really didn't see a call to action within the skill. Like, if you're going to do that, then he needs to go back and redo all of these videos and go to www.thebodycoach.com at the bottom of the screen, or he needs to do some sort of self-promotion, because it's a great skill in itself. But if it's used as an avenue to drive people somewhere else, then he's got to work a little bit harder.
It's
at
an
achieving
interesting
that goal.
idea, though. I never really stopped to think about actually using skills as advertisements, because usually we're all focused on, okay, let's do ISP. But what if you don't want to do ISP? What if you actually want to send someone somewhere else?
Yeah.
Because I could do 99 cents for another 7 videos, or I could be like, come to my website and pay $15 a month for my full catalog.
And I'll tell you to go F off, you yank.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's really interesting. And actually, that might be a missed opportunity there. I mean, who knows? I didn't really, honestly, I looked at the skills. I didn't really research too heavily into who made them and why. But I actually am kind of curious now. Like, what is the end goal?
Yeah.
It's just something that he thought he'd do on a rainy afternoon to test maybe he's testing the waters, seeing what response he gets, and then going from there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be really cool if he could make like different lengths of videos too.
Oh,
like
that would be cool. Yeah.
3-minute ones, 5 minutes.
Minute. Yep.
Because like not everyone has 15 minutes, and or at different levels too. Like you could really make a whole ecosystem of workout videos here.
You really could. I mean, that's I think an untapped market as far as like fitness stuff, because I when Nick sent the skills and he was like body coach, and I looked, I'm like, why has no one done this?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's great. And I, like I said, again, I just love the idea of him representing himself and representing his own brand.
Oh,
and
for
I think
sure.
that's what all physical trainers should be doing.
Fitness is such a big deal. I mean, I'm really surprised. It seems like a really untapped market. Because why can't you give people exercises via voice?
Yeah,
obviously it's cool that he did video, but why can't you build something that's like, listen, we're going to do exercises. I'm going to talk you through them. You know, I think it's a real untapped potential.
Yeah, definitely. The one thing I wanted to get back to though was a little bit of the concern with the visual component, vice the audio only. And one of the things I wanted to say is that the skill, the other side, which I'm promoting a little bit, they really embraced the visual component. Like I was talking to the developer and he said, you know, the majority of our users are visually impaired and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, whenever he started to create, we sent back some correspondence, and now he's got like a whole like visual map that's there and allows you to really immerse yourself in the world, because you can see like your character moving on a screen. It's pretty wild. It's pretty cool. And I hope those things come, but I hope they're not sacrificed at the overall audio experience.
So I just did 20 seconds of research while you were talking about that. Turns out that he is a TV presenter as well as running his own app and channel. Ooh. So it makes me think that he, instead of trying to advertise to the voice community, he's kind of like, listen, folks, you got one of these Alexas, use my app. So I think it's more like, man, I hope he never hears this.
I'm tweeting it to him after this.
God. But I mean, I really think it's, because I was just thinking about this a minute ago. I actually think he's less interested in getting the word to the community versus just getting the community to use his skill. I could be wrong, but the lack of a call to actions is a pretty clear indicator that he may be more focused on just getting his viewer base to use the skill. And it's very possible that maybe he didn't think about, well, gee, how could I have monetized this? Because I don't know how old or new the skill is, but I don't think a lot of people at first were like, oh, I could monetize this. Oh, I could use this for something. So, we ultimately don't know what his reasoning is. It's kind of like there's that silly Gordon Ramsay skill. Like you're not going to really know about that unless you like are into Gordon Ramsay and like Master Chef and stuff. And so I think it's one of those things where it's more like you're driving people from your TV show to this skill. But see, that's where I would like really be like, all right, now I made the skill. Now I should really be trying to leverage it. But it could have just been an experiment on his part. But it is cool. I'd like to see him actually do stuff with that, because I think that is a market that could be tapped. And he'll probably never listen to a thing I say after hearing me make fun of his accent. So never mind. You guys have to tell him.
It happens. My grandfather-in-law used to call me the Yankee all the time. So it happens. So we have completed the 3 skills. Next week, William, do you want to take a crack at it?
I don't know if I'll be able to join us next week.
Oh, you have that thing.
Yeah.
I will also be unavailable. Jackbox Party Pack 8 is coming out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I have to review that.
All right. Well, if it's just me,
Sorry.
Emily, and Ben, that's good enough. I'll take the reins. I'll pick out 3 skills.
I'll think about you guys.
Will you?
No.
No. That's Jack.
If something comes up, I'll definitely let you know.
Okay, cool. So again, Body Coach kind of took home the star.
I would
the
say I
golden
would
star for this week. Definitely a good skill. Check that out. And to enable it, just say start the Body Coach. And
mindfulness is cool if you want Crocodile Dundee telling you how to relax. It actually is a really cool idea for skill, and I would love to see that kind of like enhanced. I also like Mixologist a lot, and I listen. Anything that can give you drink recipes, I think, is cool. I always feel like there's a need for that.
Yeah. And with that being said, does anybody have anything else for the voice community? Liam?
No.
Nothing?
Am I supposed to?
No.
I feel like I'm being prompted for something right now. Like, you're supposed to talk about that thing, Liam.
No. Speak from your heart. Poptail
was on main menu last week. It was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Wanderword, really. I mean, we did a thing. It was really cool. Please check it out. acbmedia.org. Get the archives of main menu. Nick, myself, and Adrian were there. Adrian, I think, was like passed out because it was like 4:00 in Sweden.
Yep, we made him stay up all
We did.
night long.
I talked to him the next day, and he's like, "I am so tired. I've been up all night with you."
I love it. Will, you got anything to add to cap it off?
I'm going to be reviewing 4 skills on Sunday.
Ooh, 4 of them. Do you know the names?
I was going to say, do you know which ones yet?
Not all of them. It's going to be Popcorn Tycoon.
Ooh.
That
movie quiz. And that's all I got so far.
Yeah. Popcorn Tycoon's a good one. Actually, it was one of the first ones that I did a video on. I found it to be great.
Yeah, it was an early Poptail Weekly one as well.
Yep.
It was actually a lot of fun. Just be prepared to read some chats and kill a little bit of time, but it is fun.
Cool. Emily, do you got anything?
Yeah, just stay tuned for the Sparkies.
Yep. Stay tuned for the Sparkies. We should have more information on that, and we will we'll be following up with an event invite and then a special invite if you're one of the top 20. So stay tuned for that. As always, if you can, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or subscribe to our podcast wherever you get your podcasts at Voice Spark Live. And with that being said, we are going to go for the outro. We'll see y'all later.